Huge fan of crested plant babies because you just never know what direction they're gonna go. Hey everyone, this is Jewelyn and Hoku. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to my top 10 series, part 1 of 3. This is one of my favorite series that I love doing on the channel, and I probably have done it several times over the handful of years that I've been sharing my plant life on this channel. And I thought it'd be fun to share with you top 10 plants to wrap up my plant year. And also take note that I do have another collection in Las Vegas which includes cactus, houseplants, and succulents. So I'm not going to be able to include any one of those in my Santa Monica series, but I still do have tons of plants here that I can pick and choose to highlight to wrap up another plant year. And majority of the plants that I am sharing in today's episode have been with me in the collection for several years, and they survived my crazy travel year. So give this video a big thumbs up. Just a casual sit down where I get to highlight some of my favorite plant babies. And also during this season of my plant life, I am slowly gifting plant babies away for the holidays, as well as just thank yous to plant friends or people close to me, because I am switching up my plant life for the upcoming year. Plant baby number 1. This is my totem pole cactus. I believe I have one in Las Vegas. I had this for several of years. I propagated it from Arizona when I was out there doing content for both of the channels. I also gifted a handful of my plant friends totem pole cactus. I think they're really great plants to have. They're very easy, non-dramatic plants, and they're super cool, and also they don't prick you. For instance, like I have 2 pricks on my finger from accidentally touching one of my prickly babies back here. This totem pole cactus has none of that going on, so I can appreciate having a safe cacti in the collection. Slow growing is definitely something I do have to say about the totem pole. It's very hard to see if there's any plant growth when it comes to this guy, but I've had it for several of years, never had any issues. And I do have one in Las Vegas, probably around the same size. So this guy lives here in the front of the house. I wouldn't mind probably putting both of my totem poles together in one planter in Las Vegas. That would probably be the plan for this guy. So this is going to continue to stay in the collection. Out here in the front of the studio right here is one of my gorgeous Rhipsalis. I am a huge lover of Rhipsalis. Look at how gorgeous this is. It has survived another year with my crazy schedule, and it's just a very interesting, weird plant. I have a huge love for Rhipsalis. They're very low maintenance. I think that's going to be the word that I'm going to be using in today's videos. Cacti are super low maintenance for somebody like me that travels a lot and not really around. These are like my go-to plants. I have no issues with them. Had this one several years now in the collection. Has never had any problems. As you can see, it has that stress red in it from being out here in the front, but it definitely has a lot of character. I would, if I could, love to have this in a hanging basket, perhaps, if I could hang things from my ceiling. But it's just been living here in the front of the studio on my DIY plant shelf, and I just think it's just a really cool plant. If you could just have one staple plant in your corner or in your little plant space, this is a good one to have. Definitely a fun conversational piece, and also, I might add, very easy to propagate, and you could easily propagate it by just taking it by sections. That would be like my best way to propagate from this mother plant. And I probably had also propagated from this mother plant when I first got it, and maybe sold off a few sections, gift plant friends as well. So that's another fun thing about Rhipsalis, especially if the mother plant is that big. Variegated Indian corncob, super cool plant. I've had this one for several of years. I also want to say this is a very slow growing plant because I've had it now for a couple of years and it's still like a little larger than the length of my hand. I also may have a regular Indian corn cob somewhere in the collection. Fun little update. I do see a little growth here on the top as well. And this lives on one of the plant stands that my subscriber gifted me. And I can probably take this one to Las Vegas and it can live on my shelf in my bedroom. I tried to get a variety of plants for today's video, but of course I had to share another Rhipsalis. I love this one because it has a lot of interesting character to it. Like, it's very fun, has a lot of personality, and again, super low maintenance. This one lives here in the front of the studio. Got a lot of rain in the last few days here in California, but again, never had any issues with this one, and I just love the quirkiness of it. And I'll put the other Rhipsalis side by side so you can see just how interesting they are. So if you're new to plants or wanting to expand your plant collection, I say try to look for a Rhipsalis. I'm a huge Rhipsalis fan, and I have a lot of them in baskets as well, but these two, they live in terracotta out here in the front. Another fun update, which I know I probably shared in previous top 10s, is my Crested Eaves needle. This plant has been in the collection for many of years, and I swear I am a huge fan of crested plant babies because you just never know what direction they're gonna go. And it's definitely a living art piece. I'll give it a spin so you can see. I have it in a low bowl terracotta, which I think works super well with the personality of this plant. And I am not going to give this one up. Probably 6 or so years in the collection, and it's just a interesting conversational piece. I think I have one kind of similar in Las Vegas, but not a Crested Eaves needle. And I am a huge fan of crested cacti. So I wanted to highlight this one because it's never given me any issues, and it's just like the personality of it is super cool. These all definitely happened this plant year, and I love looking at it. It definitely stands out from the crowd back. With that being said, speaking of the Eaves needle, I think I remember getting this at the Rose Bowl several years ago, and it has a lot of growth on the top here. Definitely a very easygoing plant to be gifting this to one of my friends for Christmas. I love the plant, but I am not attached to it, so this is going to be one of the plant babies that I'll be gifting. The reason why I'm deciding to gift this plant away is because I've had it for several of years. I don't feel attached to it. It's really easy, low maintenance plant. The person that I'm planning on gifting this is not into plants, but is moving into a new space, and I thought this would be a nice Christmas gift slash housewarming gift. And I'm probably going to be gifting that person another large Euphorbia, because I think those two plants would be very easy plants to have in a space that is not a plant-friendly space, meaning the person doesn't really care about plants. But moving into a new home, I think it'll be nice to have some green and non-stressful. So this one makes it to top 10 because of the growth. Never gave me any problems, had it for several of years, but I will be gifting this one away, so I thought it'd be fun to share in top 10. This fern, I'm a huge fan. I have a basket probably this full in Las Vegas. I don't know, maybe I should put them together and have a really full basket. This has a lot going on already. I'm a huge fan. I have purchased this plant more than 2 times in my plant life, and I have never had any issues with the cactus fern. Comment down below if you love the cactus fern. Is it a common plant? This one lives in my patio, hanging alongside of my patio wall. It loves living there, never had any issues. I think at one point I was hanging it on my window out here during the summer months, but for now it's just been living in the patio. The only thing I don't like about it is that it just kind of catches all the trash from the tree in here, which I feel really bad. But doing really well. Had no issues with my traveling schedule, and I'm going to stress that because I was pretty much not here all year long, just traveling, and I'm really shocked to wrap up another plant year with these plant babies still giving me a lot of new growth. My recent pot of fame to wrap up my plant year, I highlighted the pseudo zigzag euphorbia. I am in love with this one. It's variegated, and I've never had any issues with this one. A lot of new growth, which I highlighted in pot of fame, so I'm not going to talk about it, but I did have this plant for several of years. It is rare where I'm from, and I'm taking this one to Las Vegas because it'll do good there, and I don't have anything in the Las Vegas collection like this, so this one I will take to Las Vegas and it'll live there with the rest of the plant babies. But take a look at the pattern. It is so cool, and it's definitely a plant that I will forever keep. This is my Euphorbia Moroccan mound. It's doing so good. This is one of the planters my subscriber gifted me. I started off with this plant baby living in a little teacup planter in Las Vegas over 5 years ago, and it's just grown into like this magnificent creature. I probably will take this to Las Vegas as well, and I'm just like a huge fan of interesting euphorbias. I'm just going to just sit here and share with you my number 10 baby is my variegated AMAC Euphorbia variegata. I love this thing. You guys also seen it in pot of fame, and as you can see, it's now past my gate. Beautiful plant. I would love to also take this one to Las Vegas. I just don't know how I would transport it because it's taller than me. Down below, what do you think about my plant choices? I still have a lot to process, going through the collection to see which one I will gift off, sell off, and keep, and narrow down the collection to be more curated when it comes to the type of plants that I collect. But definitely I will forever be a huge fan of Rhipsalis, so I will never get rid of the Rhipsalises in my collection, as well as anything crested, which I just can't get enough of. I do have many plants in Las Vegas that could fit into the category of top 10, but they're not here. They're 4 hours away, and I still think I do have a great variety of plant babies in the collection here in Santa Monica that has a lot of interest, and you know, they still speak to me after all of these years, and I love having them in the collection. So comment down below if you have any of the plant babies that I shared in today's video. I love having cacti in your collection because I love the variety of having cactus, succulents, and houseplants in the collection, especially for the ones that bloom for me. Around because we are going to be doing top 10 succulents in the next video, followed by top 10 houseplants. Comment down below if you collect cacti, what are your top 10 or your top 3 plant babies that you have in your collection, and the reason why. I would love to know in the comments down below, and I will see you very soon. And if you're new, welcome to the channel. Subscribe for daily uploads between the main channel and the vlog channel. You get a video each and every day. Aloha and happy planting from Santa Monica, California. Bye.